Hello, very good morning, dear students. I hope all of you are fine at your home and working hard for the success. So, right now we are going to discuss about the second, or we can say the third type of unemployment is frictional unemployment. As we all knows that we have already skipped two types of unemployment, that is the disguised unemployment and cyclical unemployment, and last time we have started discussing about the frictional unemployment. So let us move forward in this particular topic, that is frictional unemployment. Last time we discussed that when in production process, because of changes in demand or changes in production or due to change in taste and preferences, it means by any way, if the old product is not long lasting, it means it is not acceptable at all due to the change in taste preference or due to new technology, or some new goods are entered into the market in place of that older goods, then unemployment arises, and this type of unemployment is called frictional unemployment. So till here we discussed in last session itself. Now let us move forward. In a developed nation, when old production system is replaced by a new production system, then the units with old production system has economic loss and shutdown. As we all knows that in developed countries it is totally the market oriented economy, and where the new products are introducing very fastly, it means there is a rapid changes occurs in the production process and usage of the product, and all technologies are disposing of very fast. It means the obsolescence rate, or we can say the outdatedness of the particular technology is very fast. So in a developed nation, when old production system is replaced by a new production system, it means in place of a manual or semi-automatic process, when new fully automatic process is introduced, then the units with old production system face economic loss and shutdown. It means if the old organization with the old production system cannot afford to introduce or to implement these new production techniques, then they face economic loss. Sometimes it may happen that due to this new invention, small business organization has to complete their means has to shift their total production from the old method to the new method, and as the old method, or we can say the old plant and machinery is still in use for a longer period of time, but due to this change in technology we have to totally abandon the old production technique, and in place of that if we implementing the new production technique or new production technology, then this firm will suffer economic loss. And sometimes it may happen that if they cannot change their production techniques according to the need, then they have to shut down their total business unit. So it is the main reason of frictional unemployment, because frictional unemployment majority is seen in the developed countries than in a developing country. Because in developed countries, when old production technique is replaced by a new production system, it means there is a fast rate of change is there in the technological development, and due to which the units with old production system face economic loss and they have to shut down. As a result, the laborers working in those units remain unemployed till they don't learn the work according to the new technology. This is the main reason behind frictional unemployment. Remember, or let us take one example, that one person is getting employment in a job in a particular organization, where there is induction training is given by that organization to that particular labor regarding the existing plant machinery and techniques, and we can say the technology. So Mr. X, who joined the company, as able to run the machines of old technology because he is having the training or he is having the knowledge regarding the usage of old techniques or old machines only. Now, due to fast change in the technology, or we can say the fast rate of change in the technology, the new machineries are introduced in place of old machinery. As a result, Mr. X become unemployed for some period of time where he is getting the knowledge of this new technology. Or we can say the time period, say for example 3 months, which is taken by Mr. X for getting training of a new technology. So for that 3 month Mr. X is become unemployed, and that is called frictional unemployment. So as a result, in developed countries, whenever the new technologies are introduced in place of old technologies, first of all, the training activity will be carried out so that the employee can be very well aware and well equipped with the new technology, because always the new technology is time saving and it is more efficient and labor saving also. So whenever in the place of old production system, the new production system is implemented or installed, the laborers who are working in these units remain unemployed because they are not aware of the new production techniques and they are not able to work with that organization when new production technique is applied. So they become unemployed till they don't learn the work according to new technology. Sometimes it may happen that the person who is working in an organization for a longer period of time, but now his ability to learn the new production technique is zero. It means his acceptability is there, his willingness to work is also there, but the adoption, or we can say the learning process of the new technology is zero because he is unable to understand the new production technique. Then it becomes a permanent kind of unemployment for that particular employee. But here, in this case, the employee is learning very fast to new production techniques and they become employed soon. But during the process of learning, it means during the process of training, they become unemployed because the company is not at all paying to all those employees who are learning phase, who are in learning phase. So this employment is for a short term. Line this statement for the examination point of view. The whole paragraph is very much important because here it is given everything in this particular paragraph regarding the frictional unemployment. Now here we are having a small example of frictional unemployment. When smartphone replaced old mobile phones. Old mobile phones means all those mobile phones which are in the initial stage of the introduction in the mobile phone. That is the normal keypad phone, or we can say the normal phones. After that, due to the innovation, now we are having the Android and touch screen phones. But initial stage, there were only the keypad phones are there. So all those laborers who are engaged in the production and activity of old mobile phones, means their learning process is restricted to that keypad phones only. But now when smartphone replaced old mobile phones, it means now there is no market for old mobile phones as smart mobile phones are there. Then the laborers engaged in production, sales and service of old mobile phones became unemployed. It means now there is no market for old mobile phones, so now there is no need of the laborers who are working in the old mobile phone industries. And all those laborers who are engaged in production, sales and service of old mobile phone became unemployed for the short period of time. When once they learn about the usage or the production, sales and services of smartphone, then they will become employed soon. But during the process, that is uninstalling the old mobile phones technology and installing the new mobile phones technology, and when it is running in the industry, the people becomes unemployed, and this is called the frictional unemployment. So with this particular topic, we have completed three types of unemployment. Open unemployment, first one is open unemployment, second one is underemployment, and third one is frictional unemployment. Now there is 2 points left, that is cyclical unemployment and disguised unemployment. But right now we are going to discuss about the cyclical unemployment, and we'll discuss the disguised unemployment on next lecture itself. Now it is in page number 68, point number 6.2.4, that is the cyclical unemployment. In a capitalist type of economy, investors and saving class are distinct classes, and so that it creates disequilibrium. As a result, sometimes economy faces prosperity and sometimes depression. During prosperity, there is high investment, production, income, employment in the economy. When economy faces depression, then there is a reduction in the demand of goods and services. Due to reduction in effective demand, industries have to reduce production or shut down the production, and many laborers are retrenched from work. So here depression becomes the reason for unemployment. Remember chapter number 7 of subject economics of standard 11, and the last topic is about the phases of business cycle. Basically in business cycle we are facing 4 different stages, that is the stages of boom, recession, depression and recovery. As we all know that the boom is the period where the employment opportunities is highest, the production level is its peak, the business activities and profit earning is very high, and whole the economy is running very fast on different kind of business activities, and everywhere there is only business, and people are earning a handsome amount of a profit by way of doing of businesses. But during the phase of recession, slowly all the business activities are closing down, or we can say there is a reduction in the economic activities, which results into closing downs of many units, and people becomes unemployed. And lastly, when the recession stage converts into the depression stage, all the business activities are stopped, majority of the business units are shut down, and maximum, or we can say the majority of people becomes unemployed. Again after some period of time, the recovery phase is there in the business cycle, and due to which slowly employment opportunities will increase. But this process of the stages from boom to depression is a very panic, and which creates the cyclical unemployment. So from the name of business cycle, the type of cyclical unemployment is coming. Now let us discuss the theory part, which is given here in the textbook. In a capitalist type of economy, so this type of unemployment is also seen in a capitalist and developed countries, and the last which we have discussed is, that is the frictional unemployment is also of the developed economies. Investors and saving class are distinct class, and so that it creates equilibrium. In any of the economy, whether it is a capitalist or mixed, because in socialist economy there is no class of savers or savings, and investment is according to the government law. So there is no class of savings and investment in socialist economy. But in capitalist and in mixed economy, investors and saving class are distinct classes. Investors are all those businessmen who are intended to to invest in a business, while the savers or the saving class is all those households who are saving their income or who are sacrificing their current consumption and convert it into saving. So here we are having two different classes. From one, investors, that is businessmen, and second one is a savings, that is the household. And by this way, the savers can give their amount of saving to the investors, and investor invest it in the business, and that's why it creates disequilibrium, because the purpose of investment is different and the purpose of saving is also different. The need for investment is high, but at the same time the amount of saving is not up to the mark, or we can say not enough, so that we can satisfy the need of investment, and it creates disequilibrium. If there is a single class that saves also and that invests also, then there will be the equilibrium. Or we can say, if the majority of the class is of a saving class and the investment decision, or we can say investment demand is limited, then we will be having equilibrium. But here, due to different class, that is investors and saving, there is always disequilibrium. As a result, sometimes economy faces prosperity and sometimes depression. So due to this disequilibrium, sometimes economy faces prosperity, that is the boom period, where all the economic activities are at its peak, that is the maximum economic activities are there. And sometimes the economy faces depression, that is very low, or we can say zero level of economic activities are there. So it means when the savings is enough for investment, then there will be a prosperity, and when the saving is very less but investment need is very high, then there will be the depression. Now let us discuss these two stages. First one is a prosperity. During prosperity, there is a high investment, high production, high income and high employment in the economy. Because in the prosperity stage, all are thinking that the business activities are accepted by all the customers. Whatever we are producing will be sold within a short period of a time, and will be able to earn a maximum amount as a profit. So the business activities are carried out with the highest level. So during prosperity there is a high investment. It means all the people are demanding the saving for their investment. The production activity is also highest. Income of all the businessmen is also higher, and the employment is at the highest level in the economy, because here they are demanding more factors of production so that they can produce more and more production units. When economy faces depression, now this is totally contrary situation of the prosperity. But when the economy faces depression, then there is a reduction in the demand of goods and services, because now the income level of the household is also limited. There is no saving at all, because the people are surviving, and that's why the demand for goods and services is very less, because now they are not able to purchase with their enough capital or with their enough income, and there is a lack of demand. Due to reduction in effective demand, now as there is a reduction in demand of goods and services, due to reduction in effective demand, industries have to reduce production or shut down the production. So all these things are dependent upon the income of the person. Let us take one example. All those persons who got employment during the prosperity stage are now become unemployed, because now there is a stage of recession and depression. Due to this unemployment, their income suffers a lot. So due to lack of income, it converted into lack of demand, and due to this lack of demand, the production activities also shut down, or we can say it also reduces. And due to this lack of demand, and when the production is also very less, again the more number of people become unemployed and their income is also decreasing. And with their decreased income, they are not able to demand more. And again, the second round of the recession results into the highest level of depression. So, when economy faces depression, then there is a reduction in the demand of goods and services because now people are not able to purchase. Due to reduction in effective demand, industries have to reduce production or sometimes they have to shut down the production, and many laborers are retrenched from work. Retrenched means they are now no more in a working condition because the companies are suffering loss and they are terminating majority employees from their work. And this maximum termination or the large scale termination is termed as a retrenchment. So here depression becomes the reason for unemployment. Line this statement because it may be asked in either MCQ or in one liner that in cyclical economy, cyclical unemployment, what is the main reason of depression? What is the main reason of unemployment? Then your answer will be depression. Now next, so this type of unemployment is called cyclical unemployment or depressive unemployment or trade cycle unemployment. Line this statement also. Sometimes it may ask in a 2 marks that give the other names of the cyclical unemployment. Then you have to write that the other name of cyclical unemployment are cyclical or depressive or trade cycle unemployment. Now let us move forward. America experienced severe depression during 1929-30 and its effect was faced by many countries of the world. Just imagine, it was the time of totally global disintegration where all the economies are working by their own and there is no interdependence of the countries among each other. That is, at that time there is no globalization. Then also America experienced severe depression during the 1929 and 30 and it is termed as the biggest depression of that time period, or till the day it was the biggest depression which is almost of a 9 to 10 years where America faced this depression, and its effect was faced by many countries of the world because as we all know that America is the one of the most popular and most powerful country. So whenever depression hits the country, its result will be higher in other countries also. That is why this depression was known as Great Depression. Line this statement also. Sometimes it may ask in a 1 mark that which depression is called a Great Depression. Then we have to write America's depression of 1929 to 30 is called the Great Depression. Presently also, sometimes developed countries like America, England faces this type of unemployment. As we all know that cyclical unemployment happens in capitalist economy because its effect is totally based on market conditions. So it may happen that presently also sometimes like the depression of 2008-9 which is faced by America and England itself. So these are the capitalist or developed countries which are facing this type of unemployment. In India, due to capitalist market mechanism, every now and then cyclical unemployment is seen. As India is a mixed economy, we are having the combination of both, that is socialist and capitalist economy. As we are having some of the element or characteristics of capitalist market mechanism, sometimes it may happen that India is also facing the cyclical unemployment. So in India, due to capitalist market mechanism, because we are having the characteristics of market mechanism, too, we are every now and then, it means within a short period of time, we are facing the cyclical unemployment. And here also, as majority of the country's economic activities are dependent on unorganized sector, So we are frequently facing this type of unemployment. Like here it is given in an example that Indian diamond industry faces this type of unemployment, because for diamond we are totally dependent on the African countries from where we are importing the raw diamonds, and after polishing and making it, after cutting, making and polishing, we are preparing the final diamonds. But sometimes due to lack of demand or due to lack of production in the African countries, we are not able to get diamonds in enough quantity, and that's why we are facing cyclical unemployment in diamond industry and construction industries. Now, the last paragraph of this particular topic, to solve the problem of cyclical unemployment. Now here it is given the measure to solve the problem. To solve the problem of cyclical unemployment, the state should invest in productive and developmental activities and provide employment to maximum people and try to increase their income levels. So, it is the element of socialist economy where government is taking charge of the people and tries to give them maximum satisfaction or maximum employment by the way of different development activities. So whenever there is a severe unemployment in a country, that is in the form of cyclical unemployment, then to solve the problem of cyclical unemployment, the state means here the central government, should invest in productive and developmental activities. Productive activities means all those activities which are producing the consumer as well as the capital goods, and which gives the maximum employment opportunities. Along with that, developmental activities means construction of infrastructural facilities for the betterment of the society, that is roads, bridge, dams, schools, hospitals, etc. By this way, the government can provide employment to maximum people, whether it is a skilled, unskilled or semi-skilled in nature. But here, the government is trying to reduce the effect of unemployment and try to increase their income levels, because once if the income level of these unemployed people will increase, it results into effective demand, whether it is necessity, comfort or luxuries. But when the effective demand will increase, there will be more and more economic units will be established, and with that more and more economic units, more and more people will get employment, because as there is high demand, there should be the highest level of production is also there, and due to this production level, the people are getting the employment. So in first round of employment, government will provide the employment by the way of productive and developmental activities. From this income, these people will demanding the goods and services. From that goods and services, more production activities will be carried out, and from that production activities, second round of employment is there, where more and more people will get employment in different factories and organization. Again, their income will also increase and they will also increase the demand. So now the aggregate demand of first round of employees and second round of employees will be mixed, and aggregate demand will be the highest, and it results into the third level of employment. And by this way, through the government expenditure or through public expenditure, we can reduce the level of cyclical unemployment and we can increase the level of employment in the different sectors of the economy. With increase in income, effective demand will increase and production will increase. So now here it is the talk of first line of employees. When government provide them employment opportunities, their income will increase. With increase in this income, effective demand will increase, because now they are demanding more goods and services for their betterment. With this demand, the production will increase. With increase in production, employment will increase. So this is the second round of employment which occurs due to the public expenditure by government. The public expenditure by government is the first level of employment. Their demand and their productive efficiency is the second level of employment. And as a result, the problem of cyclical employment will be reduced. So here we conclude our session with this lecture. We have completed 4 types of unemployment, that is open unemployment, underemployment, third one is a cyclical unemployment, and fourth one is a frictional unemployment. In next lecture or from next lecture onward, we'll start discussing on disguised unemployment. That will be the 5th and last topic of this types of unemployment. Thank you very much, class.